everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another reaction video. Today I'm going to be watching, reviewing, and reacting to Season 2, Episode 4 of Mindhunter. So last episode, as I said, it seemed like we were really getting into what's going to be the meat of the season, both with seeing the Atlanta child murders first start to be presented to us, and also there was quite a bit of interesting developments in terms of BTK storyline. So I'm excited to see where we're going to go from here. Are they going to be more actively involved in the Atlanta investigation? Is there going to be consequences of Holden going without Bill? What is going on with Bill's crazy home life and this murder investigation of a baby? So lots of stuff that's open for us to check out. Alright, so I'm gonna just get into the episode now without talking anymore. So episode 4 of Mindhunter, season 2.
Need a ride?
I'm good.
Where you going?
Going to the store.
I'll give you a ride.
It's just right there.
Yeah,
Scared, huh?
I ain't scared.
Yeah, you scared. Ain't that a job for you?
Kind of job.
Paying kind.
How much?
$2.
What I gotta do?
Nah, you scared.
I'm not scared.
Hop in there.
I'm not liking this. It's not easy.
Where's my $2?
Job. Okay, that's full. You want me to keep doing this all day?
No, that's enough.
Now, what the fuck am I gonna do with it?
Show him your badge, tell him to never get into a car with a stranger again, then take him for ice cream.
I want my $2. Yeah, where's my $2?
Give them each $2.
No singles?
Sorry.
So they're just trying to figure out how easy it would be to lure kids.
Hey guys, how are ya?
You lost?
No, I'm looking for some help. I've got a project, and I'll pay you boys $2 an hour.
You a cop?
You want to take the job in my car?
Supposed to say yes if you are.
I can pay all 4 of you.
Pull your dick out.
Excuse me?
You're not a cop. Show your dick. Cop won't show his dick. Gob. Pull it out.
Mister, what the fuck you want?
Sorry, ma'am.
They got every right to play and mind their own business.
Sorry, ma'am, I didn't mean to.
If you got something to say, and say it to me. 'Cause I don't allow my grandkids
Yes, ma'am.
to talk
Thank
to
you.
me.
Okay, so they're comparing if the person was black or white. So playing back into the idea that serial killers usually target within their own racial demographic. I know that they were questioning that last episode somewhat, but it still is the norm. I mean, it is for all violence, not just serial killers.
For manual strangulation. I've done some research, and I have an instinct.
Holden, let him finish, please.
They should be looking for a black male, mid to late 20s.
Go on.
That's it.
Wow.
No white person could go unnoticed in these neighborhoods. We should have multiple eyewitness accounts, but we have none.
Bill, what do you think?
With all due respect to my partner and his nearly infallible instincts, I couldn't begin to work up a profile at this stage. I'd have to do a lot more honest-to-God, on-the-ground legwork. I agree with Holden's presumption that if the cases are connected, the unsub is likely black. As to whether any are connected, entirely uncertain.
Dr. Connor, what's your opinion?
Nothing Holden's presented could be mistaken for scientific. As to the profile, there's some common sense there, but we need to be able to support our hypothesis.
Too young. We'll skip this part too. Here, jobs. Description of job stability. Which of these applies the most? Generally stable, unstable, chronically unemployed?
What do you think?
How about, do you ever suffer from sleep disturbances, headaches, dizzy spells, blackouts?
Are all your questions stupider than shit?
We're here to talk to you about the murder of Dean Coral and your participation.
I didn't participate in anything.
We can only go by your affidavit.
I don't care what that says. I said I never killed anyone. Not unless you're saying Dean was a killing. I defended myself. Houston police can attest.
One moment. I'm sorry, Wayne.
Hey! Don't you call me that. Name's Junior, Mr. Henley. Don't call me Elmer Wayne, or Elmer, or Wayne. Don't call me that, ever.
You don't like your father's name?
It speaks. Thought they brought you in just to throw me off. So what is this, like a bad cop, good shrink situation?
Do you not want to talk about your father?
Thought you came to talk about me.
We know that he hurt you when you were a child. We know he hurt your mother too. Is that why you gravitated toward Dean Coral? Your mother told the police that Dean was like a father too.
You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Everyone, y'all the same. So eager to come in here and stick cameras and microphones in my face, but no one wants to hear what really happened.
I do.
Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Tired of it all.
Your father, I imagine he thought very little of you. He couldn't see you as you were. You're clearly intelligent, capable. Dean saw that, didn't he? Must have been empowering to have an older friend like Dean have faith in you. Trust you enough to get the job done. It's what a real father is supposed to. Did you see Dean as a father figure?
Who's your father figure? Was he...
I was in a relationship once that I think is very similar to the one that you were in with Dean. She was my boss, my mentor, my lover.
Bullshit.
She used her status to control and
She's
subjugate
pulling a
me.
Holden.
I never saw it that way until I was no longer with her.
You're lying.
I'm not. I know what that
Straight
kind
up
of
going
confusion
Holden
feels
style.
like when you're caught between someone you admire and a whole lot of bad decisions. I'm not interested in relitigating the details of your case. You're free to
Oh
talk
shit, I
about
said that
them
whole
if you
sexual
choose.
stuff.
I'm here to understand who you are. Not here to assign blame. I am only interested in your side of the story. Mr. Henry.
Predilection toward young boys.
You're saying he?
Bill and
I
Jim are
believe you
both
have a
like,
predator.
Commissioner, this is early days. We have a lot of work ahead of us. We can't rule anything out.
There are other commonalities that suggest a single killer. All are from the same socioeconomic background. All the bodies have been moved and left to be discovered post-mortem. Several were asphyxiated. These killings are personal and may well be sexually driven.
We've seen no evidence of rape with any of these boys.
We're learning sexual gratification can come from the act of violence alone. I think this man is a hebephile. He's looking for pubescence.
At least 3 of the victims are 14.
Yes, but even the 14-year-olds are small for their age. To someone driving by in a car, they would appear younger.
So all these children, one killer.
I believe that to be the case.
This is truly fascinating. Had no idea the FBI had this resource.
We'll be able to direct the investigation towards the highest probability suspects.
So you'll be looking for previous offenders.
I have worked up a profile. I'm fairly certain the unsub we should be looking for is black. There's no way a Caucasian like your caller could take children from these neighborhoods
not
without
a
being noticed.
profile.
He might drive a vehicle disarming to kids,
significant,
an
but-
ice cream truck, or a police car.
Gentlemen, I know this can all sound conjectural, but I assure you we conduct our work very methodically.
I have no doubt. This has been highly instructive. Thank you both.
In that relationship, that was... How do you come up with something like that? It was exactly the
think
right
she made
story
it
at the
up?
right moment. I froze. I just completely choked.
No, Greg, he was particularly hostile toward you.
I couldn't get him to even respond.
Yeah, he kind of choked though.
I'm so sorry. I apologize.
We all have moments of panic.
Not on tape, where your colleagues can play it back.
Now she's thinking about how her actual personal information is now on tape where her colleagues can play it back. She went full Holden. It was necessary. I mean, at least, you know, she's gonna see that more now, I think.
Place on the phone, pack everything else up. You head back to Memphis. You got it?
It's the smart move, sir. Now we can transfer resources to reviewing the cases.
Thank you for coming down to Atlanta. But with no kidnapping, there is no federal crime.
Oh, we don't have to leave. We're just
You
starting.
do have to leave. FBI no longer has jurisdiction. We appreciate your help.
Hey, Holden, you shouldn't have told him all that.
What just happened?
He pulled the plug.
He can't do that. Can he do that?
Oh, yeah. He can do that.
He had this.
He must have found it.
He was there. He took them there.
Who?
Those kids he plays with, the older kids. They did this, Bill. They hurt that little boy. It was an accident.
Brian said that?
They already had the story from the older boys. Brian just nodded over and over. You know, don't you, what they did to his little body? It was Brian's idea. It was his idea to put him on a cross.
Well, that was episode 4. Yeah, I didn't see that ending coming. You know, I thought maybe they wanted to talk to him because they suspected that somehow kids were involved, or maybe he saw something, or... I didn't anticipate the idea that he is the one that came up with the idea to put a dead baby on a cross. I'll have to see how it progresses, but at this point I'm not completely sure how I feel about this particular storyline. You know, they've talked a lot about Bill's difficulties, his family's difficulties with trying to care for Brian, who came to them with a lot of serious problems. Throughout the first season they talked about this, and then here we are in the second season and it's taking a different turn. And I guess this could potentially be an interesting way for them to show, like, how people can grow and develop and turn into a potentially dangerous person. But, so, I mean, it has that potential to be interesting. And I don't want to say that I don't want to see private life stuff, because I actually am interested in seeing more of their private life stuff too. But part of me just feels like the idea of one of the main law enforcement characters having their family get caught up in some huge drama involving like a murder or something, it just seems like one of those things that happens over and over again on police procedural shows that is totally unrealistic and not like what you would anticipate. And one of the things that I liked about this was that this show is that it wasn't really, you know, like that so much. So I'm not sure 100% how I feel about the possibility of a storyline here kind of going in that direction. But then, like I said, it does have the potential to be somewhat interesting too for different reasons. So I'll just have to wait and see how the rest of the season this plays out, how it goes. I mean, it obviously has big implications for their department and for whatever else they're going to be doing going forward, because I presume that Bill is going to be very caught up and focused on what's going on with his son. So he's certainly not going to be there to babysit Holden, which he's clearly already been failing at for this entire season. Major spectacular fail again this time around. Not even just with leaving him though, because even when he was there, Holden still ran his mouth off in front of politicians, and then, you know, revealed too much, which resulted in them getting sent packing almost immediately after they arrived, and immediately after he promised that they wouldn't be leaving. Yeah, so Holden still impulse control issues, needs to read a room and figure out when it's appropriate to say things and when not. But then, on the other hand, the other major thing about this episode that I found particularly interesting was kind of the turn that it took with Wendy. This was a very Wendy-centric episode, you know, a lot not just on her current dating private life, but insights into her former relationships that came out on her date, and then even in that interview. You see some interesting stuff about how she's going increasingly frustrated at the turn that their work is taking towards more trying to specifically solve current cases, which she sees coming at the expense of the research, which, as I said earlier, I mean, I understand that she's frustrated, and she does have a point in that they still don't know so much. We've seen that already. And so they need to continue conducting the research if they want to actually be able to accurately tell law enforcement officials things to catch people. But at the same time, she can't be surprised that all her colleagues here who are FBI agents are going to be like immediately focused when they have a case right in front of them, especially when they feel, or Holden feels, that they can do something to help stop people being murdered or catch a killer. So, yeah. But then the really interesting part for me about the whole Wendy thing this episode was, and of course I mentioned this, how once she personally was actually in an interview, despite everything she said in her repeated criticisms of Holden and how he goes off the script and how he doesn't ask the questions on the questionnaires that they scientifically put together, and how he reveals personal information and tries to get in close with them, trying to form a bond. Despite all of her criticisms of that, she almost immediately went to that herself once she was actually in the room. So when she was there and she saw what was happening when Greg was trying to follow the book, going one by one through the categories and then saying, oh, I guess that's not relevant, and getting flustered, and he was responding angrily, she kind of, in the moment, knew how she could get an opening with him when he revealed that he didn't want to be called by his father's name, and she just went with it and did a straight up full 100% Holden, and it worked. So, I mean, we could see that in the aftermath she was kind of regretting some of it because she's got very personal information that she's put out there and is on tape, and yeah, Greg thinks that she was just lying, but that doesn't mean everyone necessarily will, and that's still there. But on the other hand, maybe she's going to come away with this with more of an understanding of why that intuitive aspect, that kind of like going off the cuff in these situations, might be the only way to successfully gain information that is worth anything. Because if you're just going yes, no, following down a questionnaire checklist, you're probably not going to get much of any value, even if they're willing to talk to you, which they may not be at all. So I thought that was very interesting to watch, and I'm curious to see what the implications of that is going to be for her relationship with Holden, for the work, for everything going forward. But alright, I think that's about enough for this video, so I'm going to wrap it up here. If you have questions or comments, please do feel free to leave them down below. And otherwise, I'll just say thank you very much for joining me. Hopefully I'll see you next time.